Hi, I'm attorney Andrew Bethel, and today we're going to be talking about disinheriting someone, and that's whether it be from a will or a trust, because the process at that point is going to be the same either way. As I teased before, there are quite a few reasons you might have for disinheriting someone from your estate, but not all of them are inherently negative. In fact, some of them might be good. But to get the uncomfortable ones out of the way first, let's talk about one of those. And that's usually when someone has a black sheep in their family. So that's someone who might be estranged from the family, someone with whom there's a lot of family strife or struggles with. And that's unfortunately a common reason people end up disinheriting them. Sometimes they might even have issues on their own, so it almost necessitates disinheriting them. Whether it be legal problems, such as outstanding judgments or liens, restitution, what have you, or even substance abuse problems. Having somebody who does have a substance abuse problem often only makes the situation worse when they have a sudden influx of cash drop into their laps. Next, we kind of have a neutral reason why someone might want to disinherit somebody. And usually this is someone coming in and they're disinheriting their children from their trust or their will. But that kind of sounds negative, right? When I said this was more of a neutral situation? Well, 9 times out of 10, when someone's doing that, they're often picking their grandchildren as their beneficiaries. And they're usually skipping over their kids because the kids are doing well on their own. They don't need mom and dad's money anymore because they're doing well on their own. So mom and dad actually want to take care of the grandkids at that point. As I said, maybe 9 out of 10 times, it's a pretty common situation. That other 1 out of 10 times, it's often because still the kids are doing very well on their own, but at that point, mom and dad pick a charity or some other type of organization with whose mission they like a dog shelter or something like that. And finally, that brings us down to disinheriting usually children who are either disabled or have some type of special needs, and it's often done for their benefit, which might sound a little counterintuitive. How could disinheriting someone who's disabled or special needs be for their benefit? Oftentimes, those who are on disability or have some type of special needs are on some type of government assistance that is oftentimes means tested. That means they cannot have an excess in terms of assets or access or entitlement to funds because they're going to be thrown off the program that they're on. So the worry is if they are suddenly gifted with an influx of cash from like an inheritance, well, they're going to be thrown off the benefit they're on. And are they going to be able to stretch that inheritance out enough to re-qualify for that benefit, especially when they're unable to work otherwise? Well, that's the concern. So oftentimes we'll have to disinherit that child. But instead of disinheriting them and just leaving them nothing, the parents will instead divert their inheritance over to what's called a special needs trust. Now that special needs trust is going to be managed by a third party, and the trust tells them to use the funds for the benefit of that disabled or special needs child. So the trust is actually the beneficiary of mom and dad's trust or their trust estate, and the child is the current lifetime beneficiary of that special needs trust. So those funds are to be used for their care, but they aren't entitled to the funds outright. They're not in control of it. So it's not going to kick them off any type of means-tested programs, so they continue to receive that assistance. But the money in that special needs trust is to be used to supplement their care. And that really comes into play because mom and dad have now passed away. So someone needs to be able to care for that child, and they need the means to do so. So oftentimes, parents will have one child disinherited, so the special needs child disinherited. Their inheritance will be sent to a special needs trust where they have their other child manage those funds, and they use them for the benefit of the special needs child. So they're taken care of. Now, this isn't limited to just children with special needs. Special needs trusts are often used for those we need to disinherit, but we also want to take care of. Now, I kind of alluded to this earlier. If you have a child who might have a substance abuse problem, the sudden influx of an inheritance can oftentimes just lead to negative outcomes. And that's because they're in charge of that inheritance and they suddenly have control and assets in their hand, and they go off and do something irresponsible. So a way to kind of circumvent that is parents can set up a special needs trust and have that child's would-be inheritance sent over to that special needs trust. And now the manager of that trust is supposed to use the funds for the benefit of that child. So now they're working with their substance abuse problem, but their lifestyle can be taken care of by the funds in that trust, but they can't dip into it and do something irresponsible. Now, there's other ways to take care of children in that type of situation, but it's just an example of using a special needs trust to take care of someone when you need to disinherit them, because you don't want them to just have a sudden influx of cash dropped in their lap. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the little bell to stay up to date. Otherwise, we'll see you again soon.